through. So
All good, man. This is a last minute thing, guys. I'm here live. I'm here with my brother from Brazil, Carlan Gracie. Yeah, how you doing, Carlan?
I'm doing great. How are you, Tom?
Oh man, I can't complain, dude. Even if I did complain, nobody would listen.
Yeah, I mean things are going well here. I've been thinking about some podcast ideas. I really think it would be great if somebody could come here and do a podcast where we could interview the up and coming Brazilian talent that's coming out of Brazil. There's a lot of really good talent, whether it be MMA or jiu-jitsu, that started. If you notice, the UFC is signing more Brazilian talent, which is good because, I mean, the whole Vale Tudo NHB thing kind of originated here with Jungle Fight and all these other shows. And I just think it would be a great idea if somebody could come here, like an American guy, and give the scoop on what's going on in Brazil. Yeah,
Oh, dude, that'd be
yeah,
cool, man. Hey, I'll tell you what, dude. I went to Brazil that one time. Me and a buddy of mine, we stayed right there in Barra da Tijuca in Rio de
yep,
Janeiro.
yep,
And it was way before I was doing this podcast thing. I was a young man, and I was went over there to compete in the World Championships. That was back when the IBJJF had the Worlds over there. But
yep.
now I'm much older now, and you know what, dude, I'm living over here, and I'm not doing much with my life. That's why I got a hold of you. All I'm doing, man, I'm just doing the same thing every day. I'm just working, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my job and everything. I love my job at Costco, but I'm just doing the same old thing. And man, dude, I want to get out there and do more things. And man, I have the opportunity. I could transfer anywhere I want. I can't believe there's not a Costco over there in Brazil.
Yeah, I mean they have stores that are similar, but they're not called Costco. But what the advice that I give people that want to move to Brazil is that come here for a week, at least a week or 10 days to research before you decide to move here. And if you move here, you want to make sure you have 10 to 15,000 US in the bank. The exchange rate is 5 to 1, so you're talking 50,000 reais, which is a lot of money. Now, if you go out and you're chasing the women and you're drinking and you're doing all that stupid young buck stuff, then you'll go through your money pretty fast.
Too
But
many chopes.
well, it's just when you're younger, you tend to like want to get into it with all the women, and Brazilian women very attractive, very enchanting, and but when you get older, that kind of thing, you kind of grow out of that. You want to find a woman, not a girl, but a woman. You know,
A
to settle
real
down
woman.
with. Yeah, like a woman who is independent, not a girl. Not a girl who's gorgeous, but just wants you for your money. And
You won't get too much reals from OTO.
well, the thing is that there's a lot of qualified and good quality women here. What I mean is women that are between 30, 35. They're very attractive. They got their shit together. They have a job. They're like a lawyer or a business person, or, they get their shit together. And that's the kind of woman you want to, if you come here, that's the kind of woman you want to find. You don't want to find the ones that want to party and just waste away all your money. That's, you might as well, you could do that in your own country.
You could do that anywhere on the planet.
Well, exactly. So,
You
um,
know what I want, man, is I want to go. I just want to go over there for a while, and I would like to go over there and train at you guys' school for a while, man. Is what I'd want to do. Go over
yeah.
there, and I would love to meet Helson too. You guys live close to each other, or what?
Yeah, I live very close to Houston, and I live close to Helson too. Helson and Houston. And I mean, you could train with either of them. You know, they're both really good schools. And then I trained at a school, another school in Copacabana. The guy's like a fifth or sixth degree black belt. He trained under Carlan Gracie. His name is Cesar. He's very good, very technical. Smaller guy, but really, really technical. You know,
How
and
close to you are these different academies, bro?
Cesar is in Copacabana, which is 20 minutes by bus, or by Uber it's 15 minutes by Uber. Uh Helson is like 10 minutes by Uber, and Houston is like 10, 15 minutes by Uber. So we're talking very close. If you're interested in just self-defense, the best guy is Fernando Pinduca.
I'll tell you what I'm interested in is spreading the knowledge out with my show. What I would do is Carlin, is I'd bring my equipment over there. It's basic equipment. Most of it is with my phone and a stand.
Yeah.
And what I would do is I would travel around with you, and we would go to these different schools. And I don't know if you've ever watched one of our episodes of the Inside the Dojo that me and Archie would do. And man, it's a great thing. I'll tell you what, we just go around to these different academies and we'll interview the instructors, maybe some of their fighters, their top guys, and we'll get on the mat and we'll take a
Oh,
class with them. Oh, it's great, man. It's great. It's not only it's great for us because I get to learn stuff and get the knowledge, but it's great for the people all around the world. Anybody can see it. You know what I mean?
oh,
Anybody can
wow.
see it. Yeah, and on top of that, it's going to give these guys free
Some
promotion for their
visibility.
academy.
Visibility. Yeah.
It's visibility for them. It'd be great. And man, for me, you know what? For me, it's like I said, I'm going to be learning something. I'll be gaining some knowledge, but I'll also help to gain my brand with my podcast and my show that I got going. Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
Inside the Dojo. We've done it at quite a few places, but when COVID hit, we quit doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now, I
Well,
mean, the COVID stuff's pretty much over, hopefully for good. I'd like to, man, if I go to Brazil, I would love to go and visit a couple, at least two or three of those academies while I'm over there.
well, I get connections with a lot of higher ranking, like we're talking seventh, eighth, ninth degree, you know, people, and a lot of them speak English. Like Silvio Bering speaks English, Helson speaks English, Houston speaks English. A lot of them speak English,
Hey,
so
which one did I talk to through text? Was it Halson or Helson?
Houston.
So is he the older gentleman?
Yeah, he's the one that's 77, and then Helson, I think, is about 68, 70.
Hey, both of those, I would be honored to meet both of those guys in person. Oh man, to me, it would be a big honor, man. I'll take notes with the old school way, bro. And I'll not only will I get to meet him and everything, but Halson, he's a guy I could tell he's probably he's probably watched jujitsu and what's happened with it throughout the last 20 years. I can tell just by talking to him, you know, it's changed quite a bit from the way that some of the people teach it, especially the older school generation. Yeah, it'd be cool, man. It would be really, really cool to just work with him and learn from him. But I could
Yeah.
tell, and I don't blame him at either. I could tell like he's not going to trust a guy like me right off the bat. Maybe if I was to meet him in person and we met like that, it might be different.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's trying to bring back what his father showed. He feels that, like the IBJJJF, it's like a big money grab. Like, to give you an idea, for me to be certified, 800 reais. That's like paying like $200. It's like I don't have 800 reais to get a certificate. So I got certified under Hobson's and some of the other ones because the IBJJF, that's Carlinos's. I hate to say it, but it's like a money grab.
That's too bad, man.
It's like, well, he runs Baja Gracie, and he's like a multi-millionaire. He doesn't need the money, but it's like whatever, man. Whatever. I mean, that's his business. All due respect to him. Congrats. But I want to give focus on the academies that it's not as much as a money grab. It's more about the love of the art. And Houston just wants to save the self-defense part of it. You know,
Now, Hailson, who was his father?
Carlos. He's the fourth son of Carlos.
He's the fourth son of Carlos. Now, me and you, we've talked about this before, and there's a
Yep,
few people out there that kind of know the history. Break it, if you don't mind, bro. Break it down again. I have a lot of different people and new fans that watch this show.
sure.
Break that down, kind of just real quick and shortly, if you could. The history of that, of how that works, the family tree.
Okay, well, Gaston Gracie was the one who first was introduced to Conde Coma, who was the Japanese gentleman who came from Brazil. And Gaston wanted to put his 5 sons. So, of course, you had Elio, Carlos, George, Osvaldo, and Gaston Jr. Okay, so the first one he handed it off to, Gaston got Carlos first involved because Carlos was kind of a troublemaking kid. He used to get in trouble a lot. So Gaston, his father, thought, well, if I put this kid in jujitsu, I'll be able to straighten him away, get him on the straight and narrow. And it worked. It worked. And then Elio, who's 12 years younger, got involved after some time. Elio started to take over when Carlos started to get older. George actually has a very interesting history because he used to do shoot wrestling. He used to travel in like a traveling circus and like fight and wrestle people for money and challenge them. It was, yeah, I mean, people don't know about George, but he had a pretty interesting history. And then, of course, Carlos had all the sons. His first son was Carlson Gracie, the man who probably created the most world champions that we've ever known. People like
Carlson
me,
Gracie?
yeah, Senior, who created like, uh, um, Vito Belfort, Bustamante, Barreto, you name it, Ricardo Arona, Liborio, all those guys that ended up going to Brazilian top team. You know, I mean, those all come from Carlson.
Those are some OGs right there.
Yeah, yeah. But I have connection with some other OGs. Marcio Suarez, who runs MSA in Copacabana. He would be a good one to talk to. These are the OGs that are like they're in their 60s or 70s.
Man, what would it be like for a guy like me, an American, to come over there and go in there? I'm not looking to prove a point or anything like that, but what
No,
would it be like me to get on the mat and go and train with these guys?
but you know what it would be? I think the big thing where everybody would benefit is if you could market their school based on the fact that saying, look, we want to give your school visibility so that way when foreigners travel to Brazil, they know where to go.
Dude, they can go. They know, not only do they know where to go, but man, they can. That's not. Those guys aren't going to be here forever, man.
They're not. And the thing is, they're experts. I
Dude, they're
went
not going to
to
be here forever, man. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I went to a seminar. Fernando Pinduca is gonna be. I think he's probably 67. 60, 67, 68. He's a ninth degree red belt.
Ah,
There are very few. They're like dinosaurs, okay?
yeah, it's true, man.
This guy has written books.
Ah, man.
He's like an encyclopedia.
Hey, and most of these
He's
people over here have no idea who these guys are.
oh, and I go to seminars. I try to go to his seminars once a month.
That's
I'm
cool,
only,
man.
I'm only third, fourth degree, so I'm nothing compared to him. But that's neither here nor there. But the idea is that these guys just have knowledge on top of knowledge, and they still get on the mats.
That's how are those? Also, I was just going to ask you, how are these guys getting around at that age, man, physically?
They don't really roll, but they teach, and that's the important thing. Like even me, I get some physical problems. I can't roll anymore with these young bucks. So I teach. After 45, my body started. Your shoulders hurt, your
Yeah,
back hurts. You can't. Even Carlson, he stopped training around 45, 50. Your body just, you get old. It sucks, but you know what? I'm grateful. I can still get on the mat. I can still do the movements. I can still practice the techniques. And if it got to be that I got in a fight, I could defend myself. That's all I really care about. I don't care about rolling with some young buck 25 years old who wants to prove that he's a tough guy.
right.
I'm not about that. I'm about sharing the knowledge and passing on the beauty of this art.
Hey, so your style of jujitsu that you guys teach mainly, is it gi? Is it with the gi on, or is it gi-less, or is it self
Well,
defense, or is it sport jujitsu?
the thing is, see, I train with different people for different things. So Caesar every Friday and Saturday has no gi, but Monday through Friday he does gi as well. There are different schools that do gi and no gi, so it really depends. Like I could get you an interview with Hugo Dwatch. Hugo Dwatch is he's the Luda Livre guy
I know
who
who he is.
fought who fought Hickson on the beach.
That's a legend right there, man. Too.
Yeah, like and
Oh, you see that guy?
yeah, oh yeah. But I mean, I know these guys, and I could hook you up with interviews with these guys, and
Oh man, it'd be cool to talk with that guy.
yeah, and there's just we have Malibu, who's a seventh degree red and black belt. You got, of course, Silvio Bering, who's a seventh degree red and black belt, who I know from Canada when I lived in Canada. There's just a lot of talented. He just put out a book. It's like this thick. It's like 300-400 pages
These
about the
guys that are
mind.
these guys that are putting out books, Carlin, are they up with the technology where they're doing the books online as well?
Some of them are, but you know what? The books are very unique. The books are not about necessarily, oh, here's a sweep, here's a guard pat. No, no, no. Like it's uh it's more about like the physical therapy of how to do things or the mindset of jujitsu. It's kind of stuff that's really deep,
It's
you
really deep.
know.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't doing that type of thing.
Yeah, it's not the regular like what you see with like BJJ fanatics. And nothing against BJJ fanatics because I like their stuff where they bring in different instructors. I like their stuff for for what it is, but I like the thinking man's things.
What do
Like
you
how
think
to
about? What do you
go
think
ahead.
about? I'm sure you watch it, like the sport jujitsu and all the evolution of the sport jujitsu here in the United States. What do you
I
think about it?
I like it. I mean, I think there's room. There's room for everybody. I think there's room for everybody. I think the one thing that hurts Houston is that the jiu-jitsu competitions don't represent the original art of self-defense. But I understand that because of his age. Like the thing is, let's be realistic. Are you going to pull guard on the street? I mean, really? No. You're going to keep the fight standing. And as soon as a conflict starts, your first rule of self defense is use your feet and run. Not stand there and maybe get a knife pulled on you or a bottle over your head, or because most of these street fights that you see, look at what happened to Leandro Lowe.
Tell us
All over a bottle of beer. The
what
guy
happened. I
took
don't know.
the guy took the bottle of beer off of Leandro Lowe's table. There he was at a bar with a bunch of friends, and he's a world champion. So Leandro confronted the guy and said, "Hey man, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And the guy did it on purpose to mess with Leandro Lowe. And then they got into it. Leandro Lowe put him on the ground, held him down, said, "Look, man, like just knock it off, just stop it." He didn't punch him, he didn't choke him, he didn't hurt him, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna let you up, okay? So just knock it off and be on your way." Guy came back 10 minutes later, put a bullet in his head.
No, oh man, that is today's day and age that we're living in. Unfortunately, man, that sucks, man. You
Yeah,
know what the thing is here in the United States, man? With most people have this attitude like if you they don't understand that that's the best. There's very few people that teach it too. Jocko Willink is one of them. That
yeah.
he's a black belt that teaches it. I mean, if you can run and cross the street, anything you can do to get away from a fight, you do it. But most people here have the mentality, like especially if they're learning and training jujitsu, that they think that they have to use it in a self defense situation. That they got to prove a point and they got to show the guy. No, that's not the point right there. But man, try teaching that to someone here in America. That's a whole nother story.
Like, there have been positive things. I saw Matt Serra take down a guy, in a restaurant or something, and he held him down. The guy was like a drunk, and he just held him down until the police came. And there's been a few instances in restaurants where, jujitsu was certainly used in a controlled manner. Nobody got hurt. The police were called. They took away the perpetrator, and it was all said and done. And that's great. If you could do that, but you can't guarantee that now because so
Nope.
many people are carrying knives and guns.
Yes. Just
You
last night
just
here, there was a shootout where the bouncer got shot and killed here in town, unfortunately.
Who got killed?
Bouncer. There was a fight in a bar just right down the road, and the bouncer got in on it, and one of the guys pulled a gun, and that shot some shots in the bar, and the bouncer ended up dead, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's
But
sad
that's the world we're living
because
in.
is your life worth $20 an hour? No,
Exactly. It's not, man. It's not.
you know.
Well, man, dude, over there, it's December right now. Let's bring it to a happier subject. Hey, what do you
Okay.
guys do over there for Christmas time? Do you guys celebrate it like we do?
Yeah. I mean, we're a Christian Catholic country, so of course people, uh, in Brazil, it's quite different. We do this thing where Christmas Eve, um, you go to church, and then you have a big dinner with family, and then you open the gifts, and then you sleep in the morning. So, United States, usually it's the day of. The kids wake up in the morning and then open the presents, but Christmas here is mostly for children. So it's not this focus like I don't expect anybody to buy me anything. I always tell people, look, donate to a charity. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. Donate to a charity because I'm fine. I've got everything I need. I got probably 15 geese. I don't need any more geese or rash guards or none of that. I got enough.
Ready to go
So
on.
yeah, yeah, but that's how we celebrate. I usually get invited to some sort of, somebody's house, or I get invited usually to a few people's homes, and like I'll just come and I'll bring like a simple box of pastries or something, and that's all that's expected. It's not like they expect you to bring gifts or anything, but I might spend 10, 15 reais, two to five
How about those
dollars.
reais to the dollar? Would you say it was 5 to 1 reals
Yeah,
how do you say it?
yeah,
Real?
yeah,
Real.
yeah. Reais. Well, reais or reais is plural, and real is like one, but it's 5.2 something. But I teach online, and then I do what I analyze videos. People send me videos, and then they pay me $50. And then what I do is I take a look. I tell them send me two angles, two videos, front
That
and
fight
back.
videos or
Yeah,
jujitsu videos?
yeah. Jiu-jitsu or MMA. And what I do is I take a look at the videos and I watch them two or three times, because every time you watch, you see something. You, every time you watch it, you see something else. So I like to watch them like three or four times. You're talking fights that are like 5 to 8 minutes long. The MMA ones are 3 15-minute rounds, but people send me videos, and then what I do is I'm a fight analyst. So I take a look at what they've sent me, and then I critique what they did wrong. If their base was off, if they didn't have enough distance when they shot in, if they put their head in the wrong place, or whatever it is. And then what I do is I just make a note, and then with a timestamp number, and then I assess. So it depends on the level, but usually white belts, it's a lot easier to see, anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to do this. And I get paid $50, which is 250 reais, which is like 250 reais. That's an incredible amount of money.
Yeah. Hey,
The av-
what is this called? So people, if anybody out there wants to get in touch with something like that, is there a website you got? How would a person do this?
right now, people are just contacting me through my email. Visit rossini@gmail.com. I don't have a website yet because I don't want to get overflowed with so many videos that because right now I think I have two that I have to do. I usually get like 3 or 4 a month, so it's really good. So we're talking like 1,000 reais a month. It's very good money for what
Now,
I'm.
can a person just say I'm watching this video right now? Could I just send you a message through Facebook Messenger
Yes,
or Facebook?
yes,
Yeah. There you go. You have it
and
right there.
what I do. This is what I do with the money. So I have the money sent to a woman in Maryland, and then she sends the money to an animal shelter.
Oh,
So I donate
you
the
just hit my
money.
heart, big dog.
No, because look,
I
I
love
earn
that.
mo- no, because I have other ways I earn money, but using this, the woman that takes care of the animals, she needs help.
That's cool, man.
Right? She
That's
has an
my kind of
animal
shit
shelter.
right there, bro.
Yeah, so we set up this little charity in the United States. Well, it's not organized per se, but Uh, it's Ruth Silva's Animal Shelter. We have a Facebook page, and there are videos and photos of how the money is spent. So if
Ruth,
people,
Ruth.
yeah, Ruth Silva's Rocinha Animal Shelter. I can send you the details later,
Yeah,
but
send it to me and I could post it.
yeah, and people can donate. We have a few monthly donors that send like $20. You know what? $20 a month can
Yeah,
get two animals castrated.
that's the shit right there.
Yeah. So $20, that means cats and dogs can get fixed so they don't create more babies or pay for a vet visit.
There's
So
all yeah, there's many
I
things that could be good with that.
yeah, so I donate all the money. I send it to her and then she sends it to the woman here in the community. And then the woman in the community, I manage her Facebook page. So I basically said to her, look, if we're going to donate to your project, you need to show us how you're spending the money.
Yeah.
Well, it's only fair. So she's always sending photos of animals that have been fixed and vet bills, and she's been on it. She's an honest woman. She's not corrupt. And I've been working with her since 2017.
That's
So
great, brother.
So I trust her and I donate all the money to her. I don't take anything. I just donate it to her. Yeah.
You're a simple guy, man. You're a lot like myself. You don't need a lot of money to get by. You get as long as you're getting by, you're doing good, man.
So let me ask you, you live in California, Northern California, right?
Central California, about right in the middle.
And are you married? You have kids?
Nope, I'm not married and I don't have kids, man. That's what I'm saying. My life, dude, there's still, I have like things in my mind that are making me want to do other things. I just feel like my life isn't complete. I'm the kind of guy that I'm always got to be doing something for some reason. Um,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
was
how to explain it,
thinking.
man, but I get these thoughts in my head to do things, man, and I just want to do them. So yeah, I want
Well,
to. I'm just not satisfied with what I'm doing right now.
there's another thing that I was thinking that a podcast, this jujitsu thing, the idea you're talking about focusing on there's hundreds of dojos here, hundreds, and I'm sure they'd be like, oh, you want to promote our dojo? Sure, come, like who wouldn't
Oh
want a
yeah,
promotion?
people love it, man.
But I was thinking about another podcast that I know that you could probably end up monetizing on YouTube, which is, and I've thought about calling it Why Brazil. And the idea is basically interviewing foreigners that have come to live here in Rio and why. You would interview them and ask them. There'd be like 4 or 5 questions. It might be an hour podcast, whatever. And then at the end, they would have the opportunity to promote what they do. So that way they get something out of it. They get to promote their little business. You get to make yours. But because a lot of people now are looking to Brazil, because we are not going to accept this communist crap that's going on in the United States. We're not going to accept that. People here are very much against Lula. He's a left wing communist type, and we do not want to accept that here. We like nobody's wearing masks. To come into Brazil, you don't have to be vaccinated. Nobody gives a hoot here about all that, you know. But we see United States as kind of a country that's sinking. Joe Biden is ruining the economy, shutting down the farms. You have Bill Gates buying up all the land, and they want to force this vaccine. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know, but I'm staying here because I believe in freedom. I
Have you
believe in
ever
free.
took a trip over here, bro?
Yes, I mean, I lived in the United States. I used to teach with Carlan Gracie, and I used to hang out at Carlson Junior School in Chicago, and I lived in Canada when I was doing some music production. I was a DJ. I was a pretty big DJ in the late 80s, early 90s.
What?
Yeah.
That Gracie, you were scratching records and everything, or just DJing the music?
No, I was, well, I'm not a scratcher, I'm a mixer.
Oh,
There's a
hey,
difference.
man.
Yeah, no. All due respect. Scratching is more along the lines of the origins of the 1988, the hip hop crews.
Right,
I
right.
was never a scratcher. I was more house music mixing. I'm more of a mixer. So it's
That's
just a
cool, bro.
difference. Yeah, it's just a different, like techno and house music, good beat, type of stuff. I started on vinyl, and I opened up a DJ school here in the community where I live. So yeah, we
Hey,
had to
so
stop.
Copacabana, how you're? Is that where you're at right now? You're in Copacabana?
No, I'm in a place called Racina.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's a poor neighborhood, but it's safe. It's safe here. Like nobody would ever rob from you. I hate to say it, but we have kind of a drug gang that kind of rules over everything here. Yes, but
Everywhere, bro.
you know what? They don't control my life, but you know what they do is if you get caught stealing here in the community, they'll cut off your hands. It's serious
Oh,
business.
yeah. I won't be
Yeah,
doing no stealing. That's for sure.
yeah. So
You
I
know what?
mean,
When I
it's
was over there, hey, man, I felt honestly like as long as I was respectful and cool with everybody, that I had no problem at all.
yeah, and you won't. I mean, if you don't commit any crimes, you'll never. Like I've lived in this community now for 15 years, and I've never had one problem. Never.
You
And
know
I
what? And I'm
mean,
totally respectful with everybody too. I think I'd be fine over there, especially if I hung out with somebody like you and got, you know what I mean? Got to meet the right people in the right places.
yeah, and I mean, the drug dealers tend to hang out in a certain area. They don't hang out near the main streets.
How do
So,
those guys look at your Do they have like the same type of respect for your family
yeah,
that a lot of people do?
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do because they know I'm not gonna mess with their shit. I don't really care. Like, look, I've always been of the belief that as long as you have people who use drugs, you're gonna have people who sell drugs. It's just the way it is. And I don't care where you live on this planet. It's a market, right? It's a market. So for me, I just mind my business, but I'm not afraid. Like I don't live in fear. Because people talk about the favelas and the favela. You know, look, I got no problem living here. I like it here. You know why? Because I have a big 3 bedroom house. Uh, 2 bedrooms. One bedroom is in one bedroom has its own bathroom. So if you come here, you could stay in that room. You'd have your own room with your own bathroom. So if you come here, you'd have a free place to stay. You know.
Well, I
Uh,
won't stay for free. I'll buy food or something.
yeah, well, that's fine. Neither here nor there. But the idea is that, um, like, it's cheap to live here. To give you an idea, you could rent a studio apartment here for $80 a month.
Are you serious?
Yes, 400
Wow.
reais a month. I need to add you to these groups, and then you could take a look at the houses. Like
You
there
know
are.
what I want to do too, man, while we're on here before we cut this off? I want to give you the two names of the medicines that I use.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me get a pen and paper. Yeah,
You know what
because
I'll do? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna when we cut off here right now, I'm gonna text message you the names. I'm gonna spell them out.
okay, all right, that's better.
Yep,
That's better.
I'll do it
Yeah.
like that. I'll do it like that. That'll be better. That way
Yeah.
I can give you an idea. Maybe you can get a little info for me.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you something. Do you remember when in the United States they weren't allowing ivermectin to be sold?
Yep.
Well, here, I mean, we could always get it. We got hydroxychloroquine, we got Invermectin. It was never disallowed here in Brazil.
It's a
Like
whole
I
different
get,
program over there.
yeah, like
What
the
would it be
thing.
like though for an American that you've probably have met and known Americans that go over there and say I'm on a medicine that I've been on here for like 5 or 6 years, and I need to continue, and I'm going to stay with you. Say I'm going to go over there for 2 months, but I got to make sure I can get my medicine.
Okay, you know what you do? There's a clinic at the bottom of the favela, just outside. It costs 100 reais, which is $20. You go in and you go, like I could go with you and translate. You go in, bring your prescription, and then you tell them what you have and that you want to be able to continue your prescription. You can either do it that way, or, I mean, there are pharmacies in my community that, I mean, you can get almost anything you want and not, and without a prescription. You could do it either way. It's really up to you.
Man, I
Like I,
feel like now with the technology and the online, how like just like how me and you were talking right here, even you might be able to see if there's a neurologist in your area. A neurologist is the one that here would get the medicine that I need, although it's different everywhere. Um,
yeah.
but you might be able to look into it. We'll talk about it more. We'll talk about it more.
Yeah, yeah. Send me like right neurologist, because next time I go, I'll ask about that. I'll just
Okay.
ask, oh, you have a neurologist there, but
Yeah,
a lot of the clinics do. And I mean, if you could prove that you have epilepsy, you'll get medicine.
not a
They're not
problem.
gonna, they won't refuse you, and the
Yeah.
medicine. Well, how much do you pay for the medicine there?
Well, because I have the insurance, I don't pay much at all. I pay like $20 a month. If I didn't have my insurance, it would be like 2,000 a month for each medicine.
Holy moly!
It's
Wow.
fine now. Luckily though, with my work, I have medical insurance, so it's like $20 a pop per month. It's not a big deal at all.
Because I could do a search on the names of your medication and find out what it costs here. You know,
Okay.
you know.
There's a lot of ways I can do it. Even if I was to just go for 2 months, I could actually go there with almost all the medicine I needed for that time.
Yeah, yeah. Just make sure you bring your little card that says that you have epilepsy or whatever, and
I've got all the proof that I need for that.
yeah, and then because most of the customs officers, they speak English. So if you just say I have epilepsy, this is my medicine, they're just looking and go, okay, fine. They're not gonna tear up your shit or nothing, because it's
I don't think they
normal.
would. I think I'd be just fine. I think I'd be just fine.
Yeah, because you're older. You don't fit the stereotype young person that's trying to bring illegal drugs into the country. You know what I'm saying? And if
Plus,
you,
this medicine too, it's not the type of medicine that gives you any kind of a buzz or anything like that.
well,
All it is
exactly,
it's a certain
exactly.
type of acid that works with the chemicals in your brain and stops you from having seizures. So
Yeah,
they would
yeah,
know that the right people would know it was up. Something we can think about, man. We keep talking to each other and look into it.
yeah. But what I recommend is, if you really have an interest to come here, is come for like 10 days or 2 weeks or whatever, and do your research, do your background. But if you come, you want to try to come with at least 10 or 15,000 US in your account. It's best to open up a Citibank, because they have Citibank here. That's what I had to do when I came back to move back here, like to actually live here. I had to open up a Citibank account
I have an
because,
account with Citibank.
yeah. So I mean, that would be really easy, and then yeah, I mean, there's many things that you could do here, I'm sure. I think the podcast idea is really good. And, we could do it together. We could do the Why Brazil. I have a bunch of people that want to come on that because they want to promote what they have. And then you just start a YouTube channel. You could do one YouTube channel just for, Brazilian stars or Brazilian dojo or dojo, whatever it is, the dojo site that you have. Do you have a what do you call it, page for that? A
You know
YouTube?
what? I've had several of them. Right now, all I'm using right now is I have a YouTube page, and I mainly just use Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Facebook is good and YouTube is good, and because you want to try to get monetized, right? You want to try to get more members following you. So that
Eventually,
way,
I would like to get monetized. I mean, I would love to get monetized. Right now, I'm just trying to build up the brand and get more people, get more fans.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But the main thing, brother, for me, man, is I want to get out there and live my life and learn some more stuff. And you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's my big thing right there. That's what the main reason I'll take a trip over there.
yeah. But you're more than welcome here. I mean, you can stay with me. I don't want anything, and just come, hang out, and you know. And if you do a podcast, that would be awesome. And then what you'd want to do is contact me like a good month before, and then I would send out a mass email to my contacts at the dojos and try to set up appointments, and that way you get to do your little interviews with people and they get to promote their dojo, maybe get to film a little bit, do a little B-roll, you know,
Yes,
that would
definitely.
be
We'll
good.
definitely would do that, brother. That's for
Yeah.
sure, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, dude. What time is it over there right now, man?
Right now it's 9:25. I think the UFC is coming on soon.
Yep, I'm gonna go watch that UFC right now, my brother.
Yeah, I want to watch it too because there's supposed to be some good fights on tonight.
Yep, they got some good fights, some up and comers that are good. It's gonna be good. I think it'll be good. You think me and you could talk again later on this next week?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Okay. Well, man, dude, thanks for coming on and
Just
talking with me, dude.
Yeah,
I
just send
appreciate
me a
it.
message because I have a lot of free time.
All right, dude. Well, I'm gonna let you go, man. I want you to enjoy your weekend, enjoy the rest of your weekend, enjoy the night. And it
All
was
right,
good talking with you. Hey, thank you again. We'll talk again. Let's get back together this next week and we'll talk some more.
all right, great. Thank you so much. Take care and have a good evening.
You
And
as well, Carlan Gracie.
if people want to contact me, I'll send you my information. All right.
Yep. Send me your information. You can even post it on my Facebook page anytime you like.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
All right, my brother. You have a good night.
All right, you too. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Ciao, ciao. Yeah, that was